Hey, and welcome back to the channel where we stitch our way into comfort, style, saving money, and also skills that are going to last you a lifetime. Today we are diving into one of the comfiest and coziest projects ever, making your own Sherpa fuzzy loungewear set, pants, and a mini sweater. And I mean, who doesn't love being wrapped in a blanket all day, especially with the weather out there? I don't know where you live, but here in New England, it got cold pretty quick. And just before we go ahead, if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on fun and creative projects just like this one. So you probably wonder, why go through the trouble of making my own Sherpa loungewear when I can actually buy it? Yeah, that's a good point, but let's have a look at this. These prices are really nowhere near where I want to pay. You know, generally, if you watch any of my videos before, you know I'm a very frugal. If I could spend the least amount of money with the best result, I will always go for this option. So indeed, buying my own Sherpa was probably less than $15. Can I beat this 200 something plus dollars with this Sherpa? And as you can see, it's totally the same fabric as the one I found personally in Joann. And if you are rushing, you're going to be able to still either shop online or find it on Amazon. And I'm going to put a couple of links below in the description for you to find convenient places where you can purchase it online. So if you watch any of my video before, you know I have a very young son who gets so impressed of every single new game character he's playing. And so because of this, he keeps sending me out to Joann Fabrics so I can keep buying fabrics, more fleece so I can make some extra character that he saw, that he loved, that he wants to cuddle with. And so while browsing through Joann, I found this Sherpa and I decided that I'm going to purchase 1.5 yards just so I can test it. I have worked before with something similar and I'm going to show you here this vest. I knew my sewing machine is capable to sew that, and so I got encouraged by that. And I purchased 1.5 yards of Sherpa just because I wanted to test it out. Sherpa, it's a very messy fabric to work with. So before you go ahead and decide to do that, just be prepared with a mop and a vacuum. Right after you finish, you're gonna have to clean up big time. First of all, you have Sherpa fabric. Generally, I would say probably purchase anywhere between 2 to 3 yards of Sherpa fabric, depending of course of your body and how loose you want to have this fit. Sherpa fabric can be a bit tricky because it's thick and fluffy, but trust me, the result will be worth it. I love mine right now. I wish I had a little bit more than just 1.5 yards so I don't have to struggle. Then you need an elastic waistband. I'm going to use this scuba that I have in black here. I have very little amount. We also need matching color threads. We need a very good pair of scissors, measuring tape. We also need the long quilting pins. You can use clips as well if you have them handy. Also 1-inch elastic band. Obviously, it's not much to say here, and I've shown you before in some of my videos, when you don't have an actual pattern or if it's more difficult for you to use the commercial patterns, just use something all the viewers that still fits well and you love the fit. Use that so you can trace that. So obviously you start cutting the fabric in the shape you want, in a size you need. Make sure you follow the trace of whatever pieces of clothing you are going to trace, and I would say allow at least 1/2 inch for the seam allowance when you trace it and cut it. Do not forget to add also a couple of extra inches at the top. You will need to consider some waistband idea. For this kind of fabric, I try to use my serger so I can go over this project really quick because I'm behind with some clients' work. But it didn't seem to work really well, so I went back to my sewing machine. I would say it would be a good idea to use a zigzag stitch or a stretch stitch. Sherpa is very forgiving, and so don't worry if your seams are not perfect. It will still be incredibly cozy. Right here, I'm gonna tell you I decided to create pockets because I cannot wear something these days that does not have pockets. I was kind of figuring out what type of pockets, and I'm so undecided. So right now the choices for me are in between inseam pockets or cargo pockets. So there you go. I actually decided to choose inseam pockets just because the cargo seemed to be a little bit bulkier and would add too much in the front of my pants, and I really did not like that at all. Now let's tackle the coziest Sherpa sweater you will ever own. So just generally cut the fabric, and again, similar as the pants, fold the fabric in half, lay out your favorite oversized sweater as a pattern, trace it around, and again, do not forget to leave about 1/2 inch for the seam allowance. With the right side facing each other, sew the shoulder seams. Be sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end for extra strength. Always, please never forget to do that. Then attach the sleeves, and this part can be a little bit tricky with Sherpa because it's so bulky, and especially the underarm area. Please take it slowly, otherwise it's going to tangle, it's gonna break your needle. And as a tip, please do not forget to use the thickest needle you have. Make sure you line the middle of the sleeve with the shoulder seam and pin this in place, sew along the curve. Add a hem to the bottom of your sweater, and if you want to make extra fancy, you can add the hood as well, maybe some front pocket. I didn't. I would have liked to have a hood, but I did not have enough fabric. At the same time, because I'm always very cold, I liked it a little bit snug around my wrist. I decided to put a wristband, and because I ran out of black, trying to be cohesive, I couldn't. I had to use my ivory scuba for this wristband for this top. And because I really wanted a nice, snug, high neckline, I decided for an easy access to give this top a closure, a zipper closure with an exposed zipper. Now you've made your very own Sherpa loungewear set. How cool is that? But beyond just creating cozy, you picked up some serious skills, like controlling the thick fabric, go nice and slow. Cut and manipulate thick fabrics like this is not easy. Learning to sew isn't just about making clothes. It's about being self-sufficient. It's about tapping into your creativity, and also even preparing for a potential career shift, because you never know. And in today's fast-paced world, having a versatile skill set is so essential. Whether you want to sew for fun or you want to sew for a high side hustle, whatever that is, You never know when a trade like sewing might come in handy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun making this super cozy Sherpa set with me today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more sewing tips, tricks, and tutorials. I've got tons of fun projects lined up. Until next time, keep cozy and keep creating. Happy sewing!